And okay, guys, we are recording. First of all, I want to wish you guys all a super happy new year. I hope you guys had an awesome holiday, and I hope you guys are recharged and ready for the new year. Those of you guys that haven't been with Lavelle, if like this is your first new year coming into Lavelle, you are in for a crazy surprise because there's like this magic switch that goes off January 1st and just continues for the next like 5 months of momentum that we're going to carry on into our businesses. And I've watched, I've been in network marketing now, you guys, for 10 years. And over these 10 years, I've seen the same thing. I've seen January hit, and then January, February, March, April, May. I've watched people quadruple their income, double, quadruple, triple their incomes. I've watched people double, quadruple, triple ranks. And it's just a really exciting time because not only, is it just the perfect time, right? Because we have New Year's resolutions where everybody and their mother is looking for what we have, right? Helping people get healthier, helping people make money, helping people look good on the inside or look good on the outside and feel good on the inside. We have all of those things that people are looking for. And not only that, but we have an amazing business opportunity. And with taxes are right around the corner. Everybody's getting their tax returns back and they're looking for investments. They're going, what can I do this year to make my financial situation better than it was last year? And we see the same thing every year. And so I mention this because I want everybody on here to know that what you do with the next 5 to 6 months can really set you up for the rest of your life. That's what happened to me. And I was thinking today, I went back 10 years. And for those of you guys that don't know my story, I've been with one other company before Lavelle. I've been with Lavelle now, that company, for 6.5 years. I've been with Lavelle now for 3.5 years. And, you know, I was going back to that time and thinking about just how impactful network marketing has been on my life and what it's done for my life, and not just my life, but for thousands and thousands and thousands of other lives. Because I said yes 10 years ago, you guys are here right now, and because you said yes, in 10 years, somebody else is going to be in that same place. And it's so exciting. I was a waitress. I was a bartender. This wasn't even on my radar, you guys. I was making about $35,000 a year. I was the only one working in my household. I was like supporting a family of 7. I had bill collectors calling. It was like back in 2010, if you guys can take yourselves back there, those of you guys old enough. I know how people, you youngins can rock it out of network marketing, but back in 2010, it was a horrible time for the economy, and people were losing their houses, they were losing their cars, and that was me. I lost my house. I was back to renting at the age of 36. I had a car. They repossessed my good vehicle. I was down to one vehicle for a family of 7, and it had like 300,000 miles on it. It was about to die. I had out borrowed my mom. I had bill collectors calling. I stopped paying all of my bills. I was just paying like the major ones. You got to keep the lights on. You got to put gas in the car, food on the table. And I had dug myself this huge hole, huge hole. And I just remember thinking, how am I going to get out of this? I am 36 years old. How am I going to change things? I mean, going back to school is just not an option. Like, I can't afford it, not just not afford it, but I can't afford to take the time to do it, because every hour that I spent awake, I was working. I was working 70 hours a week. I was waiting tables and bartending, and I was in a place that I thought, I kind of resigned myself to thinking, this is what I'm going to do forever. Like, I'm always going to be that person that just gets by. I'm always going to be that person borrowing money from my mom. I'm going to be that person that can't pay for any of my daughter's weddings. I'm going to be that person that can't help them with college. Hopefully they'll be smart and get an amazing career and be able to take care of me. And, when you kind of get to the point in your life where you're like, when is this going to end? Why does it always have to be a struggle? And I know a lot of you guys are in that spot. And I remember being there. You don't forget that when it's 36 years, 6 years of your life that you struggled, and nobody in my family, my entire family has ever made money. We always struggled. And I remember growing up on welfare, and I remember my mom sewing mine and my sister's clothes. Um, but I remember she sold Avon, and she went door to door, you guys. That's when network marketing was hard. She went door to door. When I was 5 years old, she would take me with her. And I remember her just trying to get some extra side cash to get us Christmas presents. And I never thought that something like this was coming in my life. And I think sometimes you have to be in a desperate spot, right? You don't look at things you wouldn't normally look at unless you're desperate. And network marketing and my first company came into my life at just the right time. I believe this is all about timing. You have to be willing to look at it. Those people on your friends list that have been watching you for 2 years or a year or 5 years, and suddenly they're like, okay, I need that. I want to be a part of that. It's all about timing. And for me, when my friend that I worked with approached me with this crazy product she was selling, I thought of all the things, you guys. I thought, I can't do this. I don't know enough people. Who would buy this from me? I'm not a salesperson. That's a pyramid scheme. I made every excuse in the book. But I remember she said something to me that sticks with me 10 years later, and I share this all the time. She said, if you don't do something different, how do you expect something different to happen? And she was right. I was doing nothing different. It was like the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same things over and over, expecting something new to happen. And I was expecting somebody to knock at my door with a briefcase or money to fall out of the sky. And I didn't want to live the way I was living anymore. And she said to me, what do you have to lose? And I thought, I don't have anything to lose. Like, why do I care what other people think? Why don't I just try this? And you guys, 10 years ago, I came into this industry for an extra $500 a month. That's it. The only reason I said 500 is because I thought that was a stretch. I didn't know anybody that was successful. I didn't know anything about the industry. And I thought it was a shot in the dark. But if I could make an extra $500, that would be that thing every month that went wrong. That would be that safety net. That would be that car payment if the car broke down. And I jumped in with both feet. And, a lot of people don't know this, but my very first year in this industry, I only signed one person that I knew. One person that I knew my very first year. Nobody wanted what I had. I did the social media. I told my friends and family. They shot me down. I remember the first two people I went to was my mom and my sister, and they both looked at me like I was crazy. They were not supportive at all. And I remember almost quitting because of that. I remember almost letting somebody else steal my dreams like I had my whole life. And something in me, and it's the same thing that's in you guys right now. It's the same thing in you right now, and why you're on this Zoom and why you joined Lavelle. It's because you feel it. There's something to this. That there's a possibility, and that it can be done. And it's exact stories just like mine, you guys. Just like mine. There's nobody special on this Zoom. There's nobody that's a 200K on our team, an 80K, a 40K, a 12K that has a special story. There's nobody on here that knows a special trick. There's nobody on here that is better than you, right? We all have our stories, and there's stories way worse than mine. Some of you are sitting in a worse spot than I was, but when it's happening to us, right, it is the worst thing. And you can't don't take that from yourself, because sometimes we compare our struggles to other people's and we say, well, we could have it worse. When it's happening to you, it is the worst. And I've been there, and I know that. And throughout all of the things that I think about that day 10 years ago when I could have said no, when I could have missed out on an opportunity. I think about when I could have quit, when my mom and my sister told me I was crazy. I think about when I could have quit, when people told me no and no and no, and when I felt stupid and I looked silly and I said the wrong thing, and I worried about what people thought when I posted on Facebook. I think about the friends that unfriended me and the days that I cried. I think about those things and think, all of those times I could have quit, and all of those times I stuck with it. And again, it's the same reason you're sticking with it, because there's something to this. You feel it in your gut. You believe it in your heart. And here's what I want to tell you that means more than anything to me. You can believe all of those things and know it in your gut, but unless you have action and consistency, you guys, you're not going to get anywhere. And I had to tell myself that. I had to say, I can't let, the fact that nobody I know wants this. How do I get around this obstacle? Because I wanted this, somebody else wants this. How do I get out there and let other people know about this? How do I get that commitment inside my heart to not give up? Because I knew that this was my last shot. Like if I was going to do something, I could do it. And I went to a meeting with 37 people in a VFW hall in Toledo, Ohio. I was about a month into my business, really close to quitting. And it was that meeting that changed everything. And it's before we could do Zooms like this, you guys. And that's why I'm so grateful for Zooms like this, because you can get on and hear from me and the other ladies that are going to share with you tonight. And it's going to put belief in you, because I had to get in a room. We didn't have Facebook Lives back then. We didn't have Zooms. This was 10 years ago. I went in a room with 37 people, and there was 3 people in that room making over $10,000 a month. And I sat with them and I talked to them. And when I heard their stories and I realized they're real people, I can touch them. They're no better than me. They're no different than me. They have a story. And if they did it, I can too. And that's what I hope you get out of tonight's Zoom, along with all the other awesome things we're going to be sharing with you, because I want you to know that you can do it. And all it takes is for you to decide. And you can either squander away this next 6 months, or you can build a legacy for you and your family. Now, it may not be this year and it may not be next year, but if you guys hear me speak, and I speak a lot, but it's because I'm so passionate about what we have our hands on, you'll know I always say you have to be on that 5 to 7 year plan, and you have to be on that plan because businesses take time. You have to have confidence in yourself, you have to have commitment, but you also have to have belief. And that belief does not come overnight. I didn't just jump in 10 years ago and believe in myself after all my failures and, failing at so many other things that I had tried, and just where I was at in life and my age. It was so easy to give up, right? It's so easy to give up on things. But I had to change my thought process, my thought process is my mindset. I had to start believing in myself and believing that it was possible. And getting on Zooms like tonight, you guys, is going to be that thing. And I want you to remember this throughout the year. When you're feeling down, when you feel like you just can't give it one more inch, when you feel like, God, am I ever going to get there? Or why did that person sign the same time as me and they passed me by 3 ranks? When you have these times in your life, you guys are always going to have a Zoom like this. You guys have a place where you can come, and you have people that are here to support you. See, you might not know all of us, and you may have not met me in person, but I can tell you, I believe in you. I know you can do it because I did it. And believe me, spend one day with me and I prove every day anybody can do this. I am not anybody special, but what I was somebody that was done giving up. And what I was somebody that I had dreams and I had goals, and I didn't want my kids to live the way they were living anymore. And that was enough to push myself even on those hard days. And I didn't have a lot of people in my life that were there to push with me. You guys do. We are all behind you. Every single person on this Zoom that's come before you, every person that's been in this business that knows, that's seen, success, whether it's $500 a month, 1,000 a month, 10,000 or 30, those things are possible. I want you to know we've seen it, and we're going to be there to push you when you're down. We're going to push you up to lift you up when you're down, not push you when you're down. We're going to be there to encourage you when you feel those days that you just can't give it one more message, where you can't follow up one more time, where you can't take one more no. And it's Zooms like these that are going to do that. And, I'm just so excited because you guys have not seen anything yet. We're just starting. And I want you guys to make that commitment that you're in. Like, the excuses have to be set aside. Whatever you guys have to do tonight, I want you to sit down with a piece of paper, and I want you to write out every single fear. I want you to write out everything holding you back. I want you to look at it. I want you to read it for a couple of days, and then I want you, when you're ready, to tear it up. I want you to flush it. I want you to burn it. I want you to do whatever you have to do, because until you let go of that, you're always going to be in the back of your mind looking for an exit plan. You're always going to be thinking you're failing at something. You're always going to be comparing yourself to someone else. And I don't want you guys to do that. So I want you to make that commitment and know that 2020 is going to be your year. It's the beginning. Whether you just started in this business 2 weeks ago, or whether you've been in for 4 years, your time's coming. I promise you that. You guys, I've been doing this 10 years, and nobody that stick with me in this industry for 10 years is not making money. Every single person that is stuck with this industry is making money. The only people not making money are the ones that gave up and quit on themselves. Do you guys realize 90% of people quit network marketing in their first 6 months? And do you want to know why they quit? They quit because they expected it to be an overnight success. They quit because they came in with the wrong perception. They weren't looking for long-term income. They were looking for that short-term, money in the pocket. They weren't believing in themselves. They weren't plugging in. They were listening to the people around them. But that's what they were doing. They were listening to their mom and their sister, like I almost did. And now guess what? My mom and my sister are both part of this company. They're both believers. I changed their mind, and so can you. They were listening to those people that unfriended them. They were listening to the people in their lives telling them you're in a pyramid scheme, or you've been duped, or that doesn't work. I've tried it before, or that put me in the hospital. We've heard it all, right? It's crazy the stuff you hear. But if you drown out that noise and get your mission statement down and know why you're doing this and commit that you're going to give it your all in 2020. I don't care what you've done before, guys. I don't care if you've been in 2 years and you've kind of sat around just watching. I don't care if you got started. Maybe you got started. Maybe you didn't grab your VIP bonuses and you thought, gosh, I don't know if I can do this. Maybe this isn't for me. If it was, maybe I would have grabbed those bonuses. I can put 50 people on this right now making large income that didn't hit those bonuses. Maybe you just never got started and it's a new year and you're thinking, I'm ready. I'm going to do this. Like, it's my time. It is your time if you want it to be your time. And I don't care where you've been or what you've done, what your background is. We're going to make this the best year for you, and we're going to hold your hand while you're doing it. We're going to give you all the tools. This team right here is going to give you every tool that you could possibly need to succeed. All we need from you is to take it. All we need from you is to show up. And if you show up, we're going to be there, and we're not going to let you down. I just got off the phone with, we did a Zoom before this Zoom with a lot of the leaders on this team, most of the 200Ks, 80Ks, and just chatting and talking about our vision for you guys for this year and things that we want to set up and do, because we want to make sure that you're seeing success. We want to make it so easy that you can't fail. We want to give you every tool imaginable, so you really don't even have to think. It's going to be so duplicated. Is duplicatable a word? It is now. We're going to make it duplicate across the board. And we're going to make it so easy that you have no room for failure. The only way to fail is if you quit on yourself, if you don't stay consistent. And so, we're going to go over that at the end, but I just wanted to give you guys that little pep talk in the beginning, and you hear what you hear in my voice because it's real. It's not, I don't sit around blowing sunshine up people's asses, guys. It's just not me. If I know something isn't right, if I don't see it, if I knew that y'all never had a chance to be where I'm sitting and where many of these other people on this Zoom are sitting, I wouldn't get on here. I can't fake it. I'm not that person that can tell people they can do something when I don't truly believe they can. I'm on here because I not just think it. I don't just believe it. I know it in my heart that if you stick with this, and that if you go all in, this Lavelle isn't going to disappoint you. Our CEOs aren't going to disappoint you. And this team is not going to disappoint you. But most of all, you're not going to disappoint yourself. I'm so excited. I could go on and on and on and on and on. And I know I just talked for like ever. Sorry. But I wanted to bring on, I know I have a few leaders that wanted to kind of chat tonight. I know I have Stephanie Grachek, Kayla Oliver. We'll start with you guys. But you have to unmute yourself first.
I gotta unmute and then find out my stuff. And hey guys, just like what Lisa was saying, one thing I just want to say and hop in as I did a team Zoom with my team last night is you guys saw what 2019 did for you guys. A lot of you guys got a bonus. You guys were able to grab that nice big weekly paychecks. You guys got a taste of that money. So just think of what 2019 did, what 2020 can do for you guys. You guys stay consistent. You guys go balls to the walls with this business, and so many things can change. You guys, for my personal team, I had 3 mamas being able to quit their full-time jobs and do Thrive full-time. That is how life-changing this business can 100% be. The tip I say is, if you guys are like feeling like something's just not working right now, is always reach up to your uplines, always reach up to a sidelines. You guys, we're all a team. You know, not all of you guys are on my team, but I'm always here to help anybody. I love giving tips and tools, and I love learning and hearing from you guys as well. But shouting your team out on everything, versus if they're thriving for free, if they sign 5 free customer accounts, shouting them out can grow so much momentum, because people want to see that your team is winning. People are hunting for an extra weekly paycheck, and show them that the success that your team is having. Show them how you're shouting your team out, how you're supporting them, how you guys all come together and work this business together, that nobody is ever alone. It was in February, we always go through like shout everybody out once a day. And you guys, during that month of us doing that, our business grew between 40 to 50,000 just by doing shout outs. Yes, definitely not giving up. There's no giving up. That's the only way that you feel in this type of business. But staying consistent, getting with your uplines, hopping on these amazing Zooms, there's always going to be some kind of light bulb aha moment. Me as a 200K, I'm so freaking excited to take my business to that next level, to see what I can do for me and my family. You know, you guys, I'm 35 years old. I have 3 kids, a husband, and we were able to pay off our mortgage in July because of this business. And I became a mom at 16, and if I could do something like this and be skeptical as all hell when I first joined, I know none of you guys, there's no reason why you guys won't be able to be successful. But treat this business as a full-time job, and I promise you, amazing, amazing things will happen. Like, your life is going to completely change. Take it away, Kayla.
You had me at balls to the wall. It's like the famous Stephanie quote. Guys, hey, I'm Kayla. I kind of want to take off from what Lisa had to say, you know, just the commitment and a little bit of a story. I guess I'll kind of start with, you know, about me. Anybody can do this. Anybody. Like 10-year long heroin addiction. I didn't even graduate grade 9. I have nothing for education. I have 0 skills. Like, you know, McDonald's and waitress, that was as good as it was ever going to get for me. And I found a love for this product, and I committed myself to it. I knew that I loved it. I knew how I felt. And then I saw the income opportunity on the table. And it is just what we have with Lavelle, you don't get anywhere else. You have a product that people can feel day one. That is the most incredible thing that you will ever be able to work with. Results like Sculpt, our skincare line, like these are all, depending on what it is that you love, you have something next level to work with. And not to mention the fact that they are just constantly coming out with stuff that blows our minds. The story I want to tell you about is going back to last year. Probably sitting, I think I was like a 40K come January, come this time last year. And someone had said to me, this next 4 months will be the month, they will be the months that you see the most growth and the most money in your bank account if you commit yourself every single day. Not 2 days a week, not 3 days a week, every single damn day until the next, well, what we said was April, and that was because of bonus season. Commit yourself. I went from a 40K, oh no, my laptop's gonna die. I went from a 40K to a 200K by the end of April, and every mini, every 3-way conversation, every call, I was there in the trenches. I committed myself 1000%. I worked it around. I've got 3 kids. I got a husband in the military that goes off on a boat for months at a time. He's about to leave for another month and a half on the 6th. I have a crazy life. I have no excuses though. I knew how bad I wanted it. I knew that I had the most incredible product to work with, and I knew the money that was on the table. Guys, I made $180,000 in bonuses alone last year. My weekly paychecks are more than I made in a year sitting on welfare. I used to have a $10,000 a year income between me and my whole family, and I make that weekly. It is incredible what you can do with this business, but you have to commit yourself. Say, like Stephanie G, balls to the wall. Like, I am in this and I am not going to stop until I'm there. I made 200K, and now I know I will not stop until I hit that Millionaires Club. $1 million, lifetime commissions, every minute, every day in the trenches. I am there. You know, and I'm trying to teach my team to do the same thing, coming together, doing the damn thing together, you know, and leading with your story. I cannot stress enough that that will take you to the top. Leading with your story, with the story of your newbies, putting your VIP 800s and your new thriving for free customers and, you know, someone on a day 1, day 10 experience, putting those people at the forefront of your social media, getting those stories out there, you know, hopping on a live, doing things like that, putting those few people at the front. That's the excitement people want to see. You know, this is 2020. People's lives, they want New Year's resolutions. They want to be excited. They want to change their bodies, their finances. Like, this is go time. And I just love you all for having me here. Lisa, you there?
Yeah, like your your story is amazing, and you know, for anybody on here doubting they can't do it, like it's just incredible. Like, we can't, when you said sharing your story is what brings people in, it is, because people believe anything is possible, because it is. This is the only business that anybody, the average person, can start for barely anything and do whatever they want with it, make as much as they want with it. You know, how many people have dreamed of owning their own business, and it's just not possible because the overhead's ridiculous, and you'd have to take out some crazy loan if you could get a loan. And if that business works, we already know this is a business model that works. Lavella's been around for almost 8 years. Lavella is a billion-dollar brand. Lavella is the fastest growing network marketing company that has ever been a network marketing company, ever. We already know you are in a business model that works. You're on a Zoom with people that are sharing with you that they've done it. So it's not a question of, can I do it? Is it possible? It's, when will I do it? It's absolutely possible. Who else is on? I know.
I'll go.
Okay, good.
I'm driving
Twin.
right now, but I hope you guys can hear me. Yeah?
We can hear you.
Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Twin. I know it's a bit dark right now. You might not be able to see me, but listening to the last Lisa and Stephanie and Kia, you guys talk, you guys just like fired me up. I just wanted to put one thing in. You guys do not need to know everything to do this business at all. Because when I came in here 2.5 years ago, I had 0 network marketing experience, and it was just plain.
You get up.
No. Sorry. Hello, hi. It was just plain ignorance on fire, you guys. Ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. You guys do not need to know all the ingredients, all the steps to do this. It's just your story, like Kia said, and sharing it like as though it's the best thing in the world. And also too, when I came in, we grew really fast. I think in a month we went 40K, and then the second month, I think, or the third month, I was 80K. And then after that, I fell down to 40 and then 12 in December. And that just shows you like the ups and downs in this business. But the one thing I know is that when I came in here with 0 network marketing experience, I did not deserve to be an 80K when I turned 80K. I didn't know anything about the business. I didn't know how to follow up with anyone. I didn't know just how to be an 80K, and that was what happened. I fell down to what I actually was, a 12K. So I mean, if you want to be, you know, the high ranks, the 40, the 80s, the 200, start following the people that are already there. Start listening to the people that already have been through the ups and the downs, because they know, they've been through it. You guys don't have to make the same mistakes. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say with that. I had to add that in.
No, you know what? I'm so glad you brought up losing rank, because there are a ton of people on here that fell back. You guys, this is life. This is network marketing. You don't just get to 200K and it's smooth sailing. You don't get to 80K and that's it. Party is over. I mean, you fall back. Isn't that life? I mean, think about a normal job. I mean, sometimes you stay at the same pace. Sometimes you get demoted. Sometimes you get raises. That is just how it works, guys. Like, that's life. And I think there's so many times where people give up because of that. They give up because they fell back a rank. Well, guess what? Yeah, I'm going to let you know right now, if that's the case for you, if you're going to quit the first time you fall back, you might as well quit now, because it's going to be like that. I've been at $3 million in volume and I've been back down to 800,000. It comes and it goes up and down, and so does pay. But when I think about the last 10 years and what I've been able to do to change lives and what I've been able to do for my own family, I can't think of another alternative I would trade it in for the world. All the ups, all the downs, all the no's, all the crazies, all the everything. And I've shed tears, but I'll tell you what, I would have shed tears in a normal job too. I would have shed tears in real life. And I always say this is kind of fake life, because we get to do, no matter what your background is, no matter your race, your color, your sex, no matter if you graduated from high school, what degree you have an opportunity to change your entire life if you let it. I think, Jacqueline, you unmuted yourself.
I did. So I just wanted to say, welcome to 2020, you guys. So my advice, I guess, or my thing that I'm going to stick with, I've written down my goals for the year. I've written them down. You guys need to be consistent. One, you need to be writing down your goals, because I always am like, I'll find sometimes I write down my goals, and if I'm not checking in on those goals, I wander from them, and I'm not hitting my goals then. So we really need to be consistent, you guys, in everything that we do here. So if you say, I'm going to get into the, on team Zooms, and you do one, and all of a sudden you're like, I don't do any more. You are so doing yourself a disservice, because this business, if you are not consistent, you're not going to be going anywhere. And, sometimes we might be overwhelmed with things, but I have to say, when I joined the same time Lisa and most of the other girls that talked, and it was like, we didn't know what we were doing. But I can say now that we do, being consistent is huge, you guys. We didn't give up. I stayed consistent, and I look back, and I just did like a past 3 years, and I looked at my highest times that I promoted was at the beginning of the year. And it was when I was actually going through life. Okay, we all have life, we all have excuses, but it's like I promoted to 40K in March. I promoted to 80K in May, both of 2018, going through a divorce, you guys. Okay, so if life is not happening, going through a divorce, becoming a single mom, all of a sudden supporting myself and my 3 kiddos, I don't know what that doesn't, but I still promoted. It took me another year to promote to 200K, but what I did find is staying consistent, you guys. Knowing your story, writing your story down. You need to know what your story is, because you need to be able to brand yourself, and sharing your story, the ugly part of your story, people are going to relate to that. So I don't want to say, like, we don't want to go on Facebook and we want to pretend that everything is fine and dandy and we're making all this weekly money and oh my gosh, my paycheck. You still want to share how real we are with people, you guys. I'm not saying you want to go out there and be like, oh my God, I'm so depressed today. Life sucks. We don't want to do that, but we want to be raw and we want to be real. I like to share my story and tell other women, like, I relate. Hey, I'm a single mama. You can do this too. And it's like, there's that other person out there that is going to relate. So share your story, share it, be vulnerable. I always say on the other side of being vulnerable, on the other side of your fear is success. And you're going to fill your own heart when you have someone else that reaches out to you and says, your story inspired me to reach out, and you're helping change someone else's life. So it's a new year. The beginning of the year is always a time that I see so much growth with people. So just go out, be yourself, share your story. I challenge all of you, if you haven't submitted your story to the LaBelle fan page, do it. Because even if you think your story isn't interesting, you're here for a reason. You're passionate about these products for a reason. So share it with people and stay consistent. That's all I got.
You know what I love? Not that I love that you said this, but you promoted to one, the two high ranks when you were going through a divorce. And I always say people can either let their struggles push them or they can let them hold them back. And, I want you all on here today, right now. I want you to think about the excuses in your life that you've been using not to work this business. It could be, I work 2 full-time jobs. I don't have time for that. You guys, I was working 70 hours a week, 2 jobs. I literally went into work at 10:30 in the morning and didn't get home till 2:30 in the morning. Think about, are you going through a divorce? Maybe somebody has passed away. Maybe somebody's still ill. You guys, life is going to happen in a normal job, in this job. Imagine working this hard for the next 5 years and getting to a place where when these things happen in your life, you can actually take a month and cry in bed. Like, how great would it be to be able to do that? A normal job would fire you by that time. Like, I want you to write down whatever that big excuse is that you've been using in your mind, telling you that you can't do this, that you don't have the time, that it just can't fit in. And you've got to throw that out the window. I know I have, who else is on? Kendra, Danny. There's so many people I'm trying to look through.
I can go. This is Kendra.
Hey, Kendra.
Can you hear me, Lisa? Hey.
Yes.
Hey, guys. I don't have the best service here. All right. So I don't have the best service, so hopefully you guys can hear me. But, I really want you all to think about what your one word is for 2020. And I know my good friend Stacy talks about this all the time. And what is it that you're going to focus on through the whole year, and what's going to hold you accountable? And I know for myself, last year, 2019 was a lot of saying no to the things that didn't fulfill me, saying no to things that didn't resonate with me. But 2020 is all about saying yes all over again and saying yes to new challenges and getting out of my own way. How did I build my business from ground zero, back almost 10 years ago? It was getting face to face with people. It was doing things that were uncomfortable. It was, getting out of my own way to learn maybe a different social media platform and actually utilize it. So I really want you all to think about not only what is your word for 2020, but what is it that you're going to do that's going to change things up a little bit? Maybe you're on a roll right now. Stay consistent. Keep doing that. But if things aren't working, you're not where you want to be, what are you willing to change? Posting is not asking. Throwing things up is not getting you out of your comfort zone. So what are you willing to do to work towards those goals? Because your why is strong. And the reason why you're doing this is going to absolutely 100% change your life. You just have to be willing to do what other people aren't willing to do, and you're going to get what they will never have. So stay strong, stay focused, and write that word, and really laser focus on that.
I love that. I love that. I've been seeing people post about their word, and I don't know what is wrong with me. Every year I usually can come up with one, and this year I'm like, what is my word? What's my word? I'm not even gonna go to sleep tonight till I think of my word. Like, I want it to be perfect. I'm like, what is my word? You guys write your words. So give me some ideas. Stacy Weisenberger, can you chat for a minute?
I can if you give me just 2 seconds. I have to get out of the dark back of my house because I just talked to my boy. And I'm a hot mess.
Hey, that's why I don't have my video camera on, girl.
Seriously, I'm a hot mess though. But...
Oh, you look way better than me.
All right. So, oh my goodness, just golden nuggets for right now?
Just wait. Anything that's on your heart, girl.
Okay. So, I guess that's the biggest thing is heart. Like, that's me. Like, if anybody knows me, that's me. I'm all about the heart, whatever, like not giving up. Most of you guys probably don't know or care. I don't give two hoots and howl about rank in this company. It doesn't impress me if somebody's a 200K or a millionaire or 4K. It really doesn't. But to just give you guys a little bit of perspective coming into January, 2019 was my hardest year yet, just emotionally and things like that. And I showed up every single damn day. There wasn't a day I didn't show up. Things didn't happen with my business necessarily the way that I wanted them to, and a lot of people don't talk about that. But I shared with Lisa and a lot of our other 80 and 200Ks this past week. I'm going to probably choke up. Even in like I'm pissed. I've been at 80K for a year and a half. It's lame. It's super lame. I don't want to sit at a rank and all those type of things, but God, right? But this past Tuesday, which wasn't even like a crazy paycheck week, perspective, dude, I got like 15 messages from people on my downline, and 3 of them were so impacting. It literally takes you back to the moment of why you're doing this in the first place. So for all of you guys that are on here tonight, that maybe things aren't happening as quickly as you want them to, or maybe you lost rank, or maybe some of your team fell off, that's reality. your team's going to fall off. Like, there's probably 3 people on the face of the earth that know even 1/10 of the shit that my family is going through right now. And it's insane and it's crazy. And I don't make excuses. I show up every day. I never commit myself to something and I back out of it. I don't ever let my team down. That's something that, whether you guys literally listen to me when I say this, if you have enrolled one person in this business from the day you started, you are already a customer service expert, or you should be. If you have enrolled one teammate, you are already a leader. It is your job to lead by example. It is your job to take care of your customers. And that is the biggest thing. So for me, going into the new year, my biggest pieces of advice are, like, in all honesty, it doesn't matter what your rank is, right? You see all these, 200Ks popping off, 80Ks popping off, all that type of thing. We all still have life problems. Your problems are not going to go away because you hit a rank. You're still going to experience death, divorce, disease, depression, dumbasses. Like, that's just reality. Disappointment. You're still going to experience all those things. So the sooner you wrap your brain around those things and understand that you have to lean in. That's a huge thing I teach my team. You have to lean in when times get tough, and you have to tell your upline, or maybe your upline sucks, and that's okay. That has nothing to do with your success. Then you find sidelines, you find people that are above your upline, and you lean in and you let them know, here's what's going on, keep me accountable. Make sure I don't give you bullshit excuses, because, y'all, I'm going to tell you, I could out-excuse every single person on this Zoom. I really could. And nobody would ever know it because my social media is so positive and it's not fake. I inspire my damn self when I get up and I do the thing every single day. So at the end of the day, bottom line is, things don't happen on your timing. Things happen in God's timing. I don't care if you believe in peanut butter or dog biscuits or freaking, I don't care, trees. I don't care what you believe in. But nothing happens in your timing. You get up, you show up, you do the tiny, tedious tasks that annoy the shit out of you every single day, especially on the days that you don't want to. And I promise to goodness, it is that obedience that you show every single day that is going to get you to that millionaire club. I have always been the almost girl, right? I might be the smartest in a room, but I've never made it to the top of a network marketing company. That means I need new room. I need to surround myself with people that have done it. I need to get rid of the people that drag me down or that I compare myself to. And you've got to show up every single day, not on the days you feel like it, because that's easy. That's sissy shit. You need to wake up and you show up every single day. And you get to decide where you're held hostage. Are you held hostage in your job every single day by waking up every single day and being made to show up somewhere that you hate the career that you're doing, and finances are making you and your husband fight every single day, whatever your situation is? Or are you choosing the hard that you actually have to wake up and put 30 minutes into your business every single day? Which hard do you choose? 30 minutes every single day for 5 years to have 6 zeros behind a comma, or just whine for the rest of your life? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, that's really what it's about. And just know, I mean, like, this is what I want you guys to take away from me tonight is every single person, 12K, 40K, 80K, 200K, they've got bullshit. We all do. We all have struggles. We all have hard days. We all have difficult times. The difference between somebody that has not hit those ranks or, somebody, whatever the situation is, you guys, honestly, we've either been in longer or we've worked harder. There's only 2 options. Like, it's not about luck. There is no luck. Nobody outworks me, dude. Like, very, very few people outwork me. It's not about luck. It's about hard work, showing up every single day and having a little bit more time in this business. Take quitting off the table and show yourself who the hell you are.
That, I can't even, how good that was. And how many of you guys feel like the almost person, the almost girl? I felt like that my whole life. Yeah, I mean, it's so relatable because it doesn't have to be like that this time, you guys, but you have to be willing to put in the work. Nobody said network marketing was going to be easy. It's simple. Yes. The system's simple. Nothing about this is hard. It's already set up for everyone here. We sign 2 customers, sign 2 promoters. We do that again. We teach those people to do the same thing. This is a simple system, but it is not going to be for lack of easy work, you're going to have to work so hard at this, you guys. You're going to have to get used to no's. You're going to have to get used to following up until you look silly. You know, you're going to have to, I always used to say, if somebody would have told me to wear underwear on my head for a year and that would have made me the money I'm making today, I would have done it. Like, there's the thing you have to get in your mind is what is worth what to you? You know, what is that point that you say, I won't do that, you know, because I will go take 1,000 more no's if that means that it's going to help 1,000 more people. Where are you at? You have to get there mentally. Hey, Danny, you want to hop on and share a little bit?
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm a hot mess too. It's been a crazy start of the new year. My little tip is, what are you willing to give up? You know, there's no reward without the risk. And how bad do you want it? So are you willing to give up? You know, I see so many people right now posting about this show, You, on Netflix. So I know a lot of people are watching TV right now with this new show. So are you willing to give up time on the TV? Are you willing to sacrifice going out? What are you willing to sacrifice for how bad you want this? I think that's just really huge, because I think a lot of you have jobs. So I know you're saying, well, I work full time, I don't have a lot of time. You can definitely put this in the nooks and crannies of your day. Most of us are on our phones, you know, how many times? You know, hundreds of times a day checking Facebook or Instagram. And you just really have to plan out your time. My biggest thing is a planner. This is my new one for 2020. And I live in this thing. This is my business. This is my personal. We have a very, very busy life with 2 girls that are in sports and activities. So if I don't plan and block out work time and then family time, it gets all jumbled and I lose track of, you know, putting my time where it needs to be put at that, you know, at that particular time. You know, you need to invest your time and energy to where you want to grow. You want to, you know, grow your business. You want to grow, you know, more customers. You have to really put in time for that. You need to be posting on Facebook. You need to be interacting on your pages and in your potentials pages. You have to be in Messenger, because just posting on Facebook isn't going to get you to where you want to be. You have to really step out of your comfort zone and just be consistent. And being consistent is using a planner. You don't have to, you can go right to Walmart. You can go to the dollar store, Five Below. They have planners there. And then also another thing what I do is to keep me on track is I have a little, it's like, I don't know, like it has cards in it. And all my customers, my free customers, my sampled, my ordered, and the ones that have upgraded to promoters, they're all in here. Their information. I know that this is where I pull from when I have to follow up. I follow up every week with my customers, making sure, especially my new ones, making sure that they have everything, you know, that they need if they have any questions. So just being consistent, you have to you know, figure out what you're willing to give up for what you want, because you're not going to get your reward without the risk.
I love that. You're not either. And, you know, the one thing I hope that everybody stops doing this year is comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. It's so easy to look at, you know, somebody, it's easy to go, oh, Lisa, she's making that much money. That's easy for her to say. You guys, it took me 10 years to become an overnight success. Like, everybody had to start, and I want you to think about that. Everybody started with the $400 or the $200 kit. Everybody. Some of you started for free. You know, we all started in that same spot. We all had to build from the ground up. And you know, you don't know when you're looking at that person that came in the same day you did and they're moving faster. You don't know their backstory. You can't compare apples to oranges. You don't know if they have more time than you to work on it. You don't know if they've been in another network marketing company, they have more experience. You don't know the backstory. And what I want you guys to do is compare yourself to yourself. You know, if you're doing more you may have slacked and you know it. You guys, we've all slacked. I can tell you I didn't give it all I had in 2019. 2020 is a different day. Like that 12 o'clock hit and I was like, this is it. I'm going all in. There is no excuses. And, you know, there's none of us in the last 10 years, I can't even say I've given it everything I've got every day. None of us can. Look in the mirror and know that you're doing better than yesterday. You know, step out of your comfort zone, do something you're scared of, because that is where, you know, outside of your comfort zone and stepping into fear, that's where the good stuff happens. That's where I found my best promoters. That's where I've, you know, stumbled upon something great. And you guys, it only takes one person to change your entire business. Just one person to change your entire business. I've watched one person come in and change 10 businesses all the way up. I've watched 10 people stuck and one person found that lucky person that took 10 people to 200K. That is all it takes. And the more people that you have in your arsenal, the more people that you have with you, the more people you're bonding with and building relationships with, the more lives that are going to be changed because of it. Kayla Fox, I wanted to bring you in real quick.
Hey, y'all. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. I'm so glad you got on.
Oh, I am too. Y'all, right before this, I had an event, so I wasn't sure I was going to be able to make it. And on that event, I always end my events with asking, you know, do you want to be a customer, promoter? And so many people were like, promoter. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, here we go. And I got so excited. Then I hopped on here and the first person I heard from was Kayla. And I'm just like, okay, so this is what level we're coming in at. Okay, let's go. And then just hearing all the other leaders pouring out. And I'm just sitting here like, you know, I'm shaking. My heart is racing because I know what time that we're in. I know we are sitting on a gold mine. I know that first quarter is the quarter that lives are changed. I have seen personally within my organization, people that never ranked up, was in the business for over a year, never ranked up, come into first quarter, super excited, and they're making $20,000 a month within 3 months into first quarter. And like they had sat there at nothing for an entire year or more. First quarter hits and they go. So if you are in that ball game, like if that's you, if you're like, well, you know, I haven't really experienced much success, I've been trying, I've been showing up, but just not seeing it all come together, forget all of it. Like, forget all of it. Everything that's happened in the past, that does not decide what you do in 2020. You decide what you do in 2020. The biggest thing I want you to know is you are capable of anything. Whether you want to hit 200K this year, whether you want to be a millionaire this year, whether you want to be a multi-millionaire, like, I don't know what your goals are, but you can do it. I want you to know, as far as the comparison thing goes, I want you to know you were made how you are on purpose, like 100% on purpose. I want you to own it. I want you to claim it. I want you to know that every little piece of you, share it. Let people see, because that's how you become relatable. Be excited. The transfer of excitement, that's what's going to draw people in right now. Share your excitement. If you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to share my excitement because then I talk too much. Who cares? I don't want to share my excitement because then I get super loud. Can you hear me right now? Like, I don't care. I want to share my excitement. I want the world to know that this is, you know, available. The products are available. The compensation is available. Lives being changed is available. It is my job just to open the door for people. They can choose to walk through. They can choose to stay on the outside or sit in the cheap seats and watch me kill it in the arena. I want you to get into that mind space. People will pay money to watch seats, like sit in the cheap seats and watch you, and maybe they're booing. Who cares? They're in the cheap seats. You stay focused in your arena. You stay focused with the other people in the arena. Those are the people that if they critique you, you can actually soak that in and use it and change and become better that way. But I don't want this to be a year where judgment holds you back. I don't want this to be a year where the fear of, you know, failure or doubts I want this to be the year where you step in with both feet, that you stop just dabbling. If you've ever heard me speak, you've heard me say, it's time to make waves. That's what I want you to do in 2020. Like Lisa said, I can't figure out my word for 2020, but I keep wanting to be, I just want to steal all of your words. Whenever I was seeing you comment, I was like, that sounds good. That sounds good. I just know I want to make waves in my organization, in my business.
Piss me off.
What?
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Sorry, guys.
Oh no, it's okay. But oh my God. Okay, so back at it. Make waves. Don't put one foot in and one foot out. Put them both in. Jump in. Don't let anything hold you back. Don't let your past determine what you're going to do this year. And one of the stories, I think it was Lisa that actually shared it, and there's no telling how long ago this was, but she shared one time, and I can't remember, I'm not going to give this justice at all, but it was something along the lines of, if you knew that gold was buried in your yard.
I was going to tell that. Go ahead,
Okay,
do it.
then I'm not going to, no, I'm not, because I will not do it justice. I'm about to turn it back over to her because, y'all, she has this amazing story.
First of all, I just want to tell Mary, we were all with you in that oh shit moment. I just want you to know that.
Oh my God. Okay.
We feel your oh shit pain, girl.
That was hilarious. Okay, I'm turning it back over to you, Lisa, so you can share that story. But guys, biggest thing, this is your year. Jump in, both feet, no more dabbling. Time to make waves, time to get out of your own way. We're going to be here with you. We're going to be in the trenches with you. I can promise you I'm going to go harder than I've ever went this year. I'm committed. I'm not backing away. I have big goals. And after hearing some of the other leaders talk, I've compared myself to them and thought, I'll never, have an organization like them. No, not anymore. I'm stepping in my arena and I'm owning my own stuff. So with all that being said, Lisa, tell your story because it is awesome.
I want everyone on here to step in their arena because you all deserve whatever it is that you've got on that dream board. You deserve to mark those things off. And as I said to you guys in the beginning of this Zoom, we're going to run with you. We're going to provide you all the tools. It's going to be here for you. We're going to make it as easy as possible. We just need you to step up. We just need you to take those tools and we need you to use them. And that's my goal, is just making this so simple for you guys that all you have to do is get out there and share your story. Once you share your story and someone's interested, we're going to be here. You guys don't forget, I want to plug those three-way calls, or not three-way calls, but three-way messages or three-way chats, however you're doing them. You don't realize how powerful they truly are. You have to let other people, look, your friends, your family, they know you. They've seen you party with a lampshade on your head. They don't believe everything that comes out of your mouth. I know it's hard for you to believe, but they don't. You put one other person on a call with them, you shove them to one of our opportunity Zooms hearing someone else's story, you put them on one of our live events hearing some stories on the product, and I promise you their minds will change. We will plant a seed. And before I tell the little gold brick story, I do want to share this with you. We have so many things set up. I want you guys to know what you can expect that's coming. And we're going to be rolling this out in the next 2 weeks. But right away, you're going to start seeing things. So we're going to be doing Sunday evenings, a edification Zoom for this team. And what that means is your hard work. We're going to highlight your hard work. We're going to be hearing your stories. This isn't about 200Ks, 40Ks, 80Ks, 12Ks. This is about brand new people coming into this company, or people that have been in, that are stepping up. We're going to highlight you. And if you like gifts in the mail, then you're going to love it, because I love giving gifts. So you can expect a lot of recognition because you guys deserve it. And we want to hear your stories, how you're doing things, and we're going to be highlighting a lot of you. So the one thing I want to mention is you guys are going to see a lot of Zooms from us. You guys, we're not expecting you to be on all these. You got a life, you got jobs, you got kids. Do not stress. Don't go, oh crap, I can't be successful because I can't be on the 8,000 Zooms this week that are put out by the company and our team and our uplines. No, you focus on what you can. Just know that there's probably going to be something there every day for you. If you guys have been plugging into Kayla Fox in the morning, we're going to I've been talking to Kayla, and I want to bring one of her morning Zooms to a nighttime for those of you guys that miss it, because I just believe self-development is so powerful, and I believe to get you guys through to that next level, you're going to need to change your mindset. You're going to need that self-development in your life. So you can expect to see Kayla at night, if I can talk her into it. We're going to call it Kayla After Dark. And then you guys can visit her in the morning because it's just absolutely amazing. We're going to have our team Zoom, you guys, every single Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, and they will be recorded. We are going to have a team-wide Zoom that you can plug into that will be a training. Every week you'll hear from new leaders on our team with different topics. We'll let you know what that topic is. It could be on follow-up. It might be on how to do expos and events. It could be on how to, manage your calendar better. We're going to have so many different leaders sharing their hearts with you throughout the year, and it's going to be such a great thing. Hold on one second. I got people I need to mute. You're going to see so many things rolled out for you. So Wednesday night, I want you guys to mark your calendar. Put that on your calendar for Wednesday night, 9 p.m. There's going to be a Zoom every week for our team. You're also going to be seeing Tuesday nights. We are going to be doing a live opportunity event, especially over the next couple months. You guys are going to be recruiting like crazy. We want a place for you to send somebody that wants to know more about this business. So you don't stick your foot in the mouth, so you don't say too much, so you don't throw up on them. You can simply say, watch this. You're also going to see a rollout of training videos for brand new promoters. So right when they sign up, they're going to be able to go on to the Dream Team 2020 page, and they're going to be able to watch some new videos that are going to be put out, that if that's the way they like to learn, they can watch those videos and learn how to grab those VIP bonuses and just get through the first month of their business. And then I'm also going to be doing, because I know the onset of new people we're going to be bringing in, I'm going to be doing a Zoom for new people and anybody that wants to restart their business. So we'll say, I think we're thinking about Thursday nights. I don't know yet, but we'll get it all out the next 2 weeks. You're going to be seeing a Zoom each week. So anybody that signed that week, the second they sign, you're going to say, get on this Zoom, this night at this time. And it will be, we'll probably record some of them, but that will be a Zoom that I will be hosting, that I will get on, and I will be sharing tips and tricks on how to get their VIP bonuses. So it's strictly like getting your business going, new people. We're going to make this so you guys don't need anything from anyone, because you're going to have it all right here on this team. And you guys, we still hold the record in this company for the fastest growing team ever to 200K in this company, ever. The leaders on this team, we had more leaders from our team on that leaderboard than any other team that just was out. We don't mess around. We know what we're doing, and we're going to be bringing all of it. What I love about the leaders on this team is they don't hide things. They don't keep it for themselves. They don't go, oh, I found a new magic trick that's working and I'm not going to tell anybody. They share it with you immediately. And getting on that Wednesday night Zoom is going to give you those tips and tricks. And you're going to be wanted to stay tuned into the 2020 page. That's where everything's going to be posted. That's where you're going to find all the goodness and all that good stuff. And I wanted to end out tonight with what Kayla was going to share with you. But, somebody shared with me once, and I always think about my business this way. And it really put it into perspective, because it's so true. I want you guys to imagine if you bought a brand new house, and when the owners of that house gave you the keys and handed over those keys, and they said to you, there are 10 solid bricks of gold buried in that backyard. And the backyard is huge. I mean, it's acres. But they're telling you that for sure there are 10 solid bricks of gold buried in that backyard. What would you do? I know what I would do. Every single day in my spare time, when I wasn't at work, when I wasn't at my kid's softball game, you know what I would be doing? I'd be digging in that backyard. Because even if I found one solid brick, right? One brick, that would be life-changing. 2 bricks, I know they're there. I would never stop looking. And what I'm telling you, it's just like this business that you're in. It's just like Lavelle. There's solid bricks of gold everywhere. The next person you see at the grocery store could be a solid brick of gold that'll change your life forever, that'll change 10 businesses forever. Why would you ever stop talking to someone? Just like you wouldn't stop digging. You would never stop digging till the day you died for that gold. It could change your family's life forever, right? You know it's there. And I'm telling you, you have just signed up in a business, and there are solid bricks of gold everywhere, and you for sure will run into one that will change your entire life, that will change your entire business if you don't stop digging. Don't stop. Stick with it. Stay consistent in your spare time. When you're sitting on the toilet in the morning, when you're at your daughter's game, when you're, get up a half hour earlier for work, go to bed a half hour later, take the time to dig. Because if you dig, I promise you, you are gonna run into your solid brick of gold. And like I told you guys at the beginning of this call, there is no one that's been with me in this industry. I've been in 10 years, and no one that I know that stuck with me through this is not making money. There's not one of them that sits back and goes, I have regret. Why did I do this? It hasn't benefited me at all. Every single one of those people, and there are quite a few of them, are so glad they stuck with it through those hard times. They're so glad they stuck with it on those days they wanted to give up. They're so glad they stuck with it when their mom said no and their sister told them they were crazy and they got unfriended by 50 people on Facebook. They're so glad they kept going and they believed in themselves and in their dreams, and they plugged in and they stayed consistent, because it changed their life forever, and it's going to change yours. So with that said, we could have went on all night, you guys. I have so many awesome leaders on here. All of you are awesome leaders. You all have so much amazing input, and I'm sure you all have something that you could have added to tonight's call. But I want to thank all of the leaders that did speak up tonight to share their heart with you and part of their stories and their tips. And I also want to thank all of you, because 280 of you decided to get on this tonight. 280 of you showed up. 280 of you have already made no excuses and made the commitment to start your new year off right. And if you can keep that same commitment and continue to show up, I promise you, life as you know it is going to change forever in 2020. I'm so excited. I love you guys. Thank you guys for getting on. We will see you guys next Wednesday on our first team Zoom of the year. We'll release that banner with who's hosting and the topic very shortly, but you are going to want to make sure you're on that. Thank you guys again for pouring into yourselves, for believing in yourselves and being on tonight's Zoom. Love you guys.